Hello, my name is Omar. I'm your student nurse for today. I'm going to perform hand hygiene for 20 seconds. I understand you're not able to use your voice right now, so I'd like to create a means of communication using thumbs up for yes and thumbs down for no. Is that alright with you? Thumbs up. Great. So is your name Mason Jones? Thumbs up. And date of birth March 1st, 1990? Thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and confirm this by looking at your armband here, and I see that everything matches. Very good. So today I'll be performing tracheostomy care, and have you had this procedure done before? You have? Alright. I should go over it one more time, okay? So what tracheostomy care is I'll first hyperoxygenate you, and then perform suctioning, get rid of those secretions, and then we'll put in a new inner tubing that goes into your tracheostomy. We'll clean the site, put on a new gauze, and put on a new stabilizer that goes around your neck. Any questions or concerns? Thumbs down. Any pain right now? Thumbs down. Any allergies? Thumbs down. I see your vital signs are stable. You have 2 sets at 92%. So we're going to make sure to hyperoxygenate you, and I'll be monitoring your O2 sats throughout this procedure. Your respiratory effort is normal, and I'm going to go ahead and listen to your lungs. Before we do that, do you have any questions or concerns about this procedure? Thumbs down. All right. Alright, I do hear that you have some secretions, so we'll make sure to suction you, okay? So what I have here today is 2 tracheostomies, one that's your size and one that's smaller. I have an inner cannula, I have an ambu bag that's attached to oxygen, running at 100 FiO2, a suction catheter attached to suction canister, running at 120 millimeters mercury. I perform hand hygiene, put on a pair of clean gloves, and clean my workspace. I'll clean my workspace for 30 seconds. I'm going to make sure to get the edges as well. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these gloves. Perform hand hygiene. Okay. I'm going to put on a pair of clean gloves and get my supplies ready. You are in high tolerance position. You do have your curtains pulled and your door is closed, so privacy is maintained. Alright. So I have my materials, so I'm going to get... And I did let the table dry for 2 minutes. So I've got my suction catheter, inner cannula, tracheostomy tray, and I do have my sterile water here. So I'm going to go ahead and get my supplies ready. I have my sterile gloves I will not be using, and I'm going to use the 1-inch border of the sterile drape here so that we can go ahead and put this on you, and I'm going to make sure that the shiny side is facing down. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put in my inner cannula. Great. We'll dispose of that. And I want to open this container. And I'm going to go ahead and place sterile water into this tray and into this container. Great. Now I want to change my suction catheter. I'm going to change it here. I'm not sure when the last time it was changed. So I'm going to replace that and make sure it's running at 120 millimeters mercury. I want to check the functioning of my ambu bag, and I want to make sure that it's at 100 FiO2 and it does seem to give out oxygen, which is fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove these gloves and hygiene. Put on a pair of clean gloves. Alright, I've got my clean gloves on. Now I'm going to go ahead and begin to hyperoxygenate you. So I'm going to remove your oxygen source. And I'm going to provide you 3 breaths, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, it has been 3 breaths. I'm going to go ahead and replace your oxygen here. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove my gloves. Perform hand hygiene. I see that your O2 sets at 98%. You're not short of breath and everything looks to be fine, so I'm going to get ready to suction you. Perform hand hygiene. And I'm going to go ahead and check the functioning. Oh, let me go ahead and get some new gloves. I messed these ones up. Hand hygiene. Got my new pair. Alright, got my new pair of gloves. Now I'm going to go ahead and check the functioning of my suction catheter. I have changed it, like I mentioned earlier, to 120 millimeters of mercury. Check the suctioning function of it. Seems to be working fine. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and begin suctioning. We're going to remove the oxygen. I'm going to go in for about 3 or 4 seconds until I hear coughing or resistance. Then we're going to go ahead and suction out, okay? They're coughing. I'm going to remove suction. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and assess your respiratory status now, alright, Mr. Jones? And I see your O2 sats at 98%. Your respiratory rate's at 18. You're using normal respiratory effort, and your respiratory rate's 18 like I mentioned. I'm going to go ahead and replace your oxygen. And I want to listen to your lung sounds, okay? And then after that, we'll determine if we need to be suctioned one more time. Okay, I don't hear any more secretions. Everything seems to be fine now. If I were to go ahead and resuction you, I'd wait minimum of 30 seconds before I went ahead and resuctioned you, okay? Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and remove my gloves. Perform hand hygiene. So how did you tolerate that procedure, Mr. Jones? So far, though, we did suction you. So, did you have any pain? Thumbs down. Did you tolerate it well? Thumbs up. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead, since I have washed my hands, put on a pair of clean gloves, and change your inner cannula. Alright, wash my hands, I put on clean gloves, And now I'm going to go ahead and remove your oxygen. I'm going to stabilize the faceplate. Remove that. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the new faceplate here. I'm going to stabilize. And I'm going to make sure it clicks onto place, okay? Alright, and it did click. Very good. I'm going to remove this old gauze, and now I'm going to go ahead and assess for any respiratory distress. Your O2 sat's at 98%. Your respiratory rate is 18. Your respiratory effort is normal. Your O2 sat, like I mentioned, 98%. And it seems everything is fine. So we're going to go ahead and begin with your site care. But before I do that, I want to just go ahead and assess the site. So there's no redness or swelling, inflammation, no irritation, and no signs of infection. I see that the tracheostomy appliance and the stabilizers are intact. There's no kinks or cracks, and everything looks fine, okay? I'm going to go ahead now and clean the site. So I did drop in my sterile water into the tray, and I'm going to go ahead and dip my swabs into the sterile water as well as my gauze, okay? Dip into the sterile water, stabilize, one swipe. All right, now for the next one. I'm going to dip into the sterile water, stabilize, and do swipe. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my gauze. Oh, all right, there we go. I'm going to dip into the sterile water, swipe underneath, dip in the sterile water, stabilize, swipe above, dip into the sterile water, and clean the faceplate around the faceplate as well. Alright, now that it has been cleaned off, I'm going to go ahead and make sure to just pat dry while stabilizing. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put on your new spit gauze. Put it under the faceplate. Same goes for this side as well. I'm going to make sure to stabilize the faceplate as I do so. Okay, I put on the new spit gauze and I did stabilize, so now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I remove my gloves, perform hand hygiene, and I'm going to replace your oxygen collar. Okay, at this point now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you have your call light. I'm going to make sure bed's in the lowest position. And I'm going to go get another RN in order to assist me with putting on these stabilizers, alright? If you have any questions or concerns while I'm out to go get the second nurse, you just press your call light, okay? Anything else I can assist you with? Thumbs down? Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, Mr. Jones, I'm back. Unfortunately, I was not able to get a second nurse to assist me with the rest of the procedure where we would change your stabilizers. However, I'm going to do it myself. In the real life situation, what they would do is they would check the skin as they're removing the stabilizer on their side, and they would make sure to hold down the faceplate while I remove my side of the stabilizer, and I would do the same for them. But I'm going to do it myself in this situation. Go ahead and perform hand hygiene. Put on a pair of gloves. Okay. Go ahead and remove your oxygen. And I will remove remove the first side. Making sure to stabilizing the faceplate while I do so. Okay, now I'm assessing the skin, and I don't see any signs of pressure ulcer, infection, no redness, swelling, irritation. Everything seems to be fine on this side, okay? I'm going to go ahead and bring in my new stabilizer. Before we remove the old one, we want to make sure to put in this one first. This new one first, sorry. Okay. So now we're able to remove the side here. Stabilize the faceplate. And the nurse would assess for their side, and they would see if there's any skin breakdown, redness, inflammation, irritation, and see if there's any signs of a pressure ulcer from forming. We're going to remove this old one. Go ahead and put on the new the side of the stabilizer now. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and make sure we can get 2 fingers underneath. Get 2 fingers underneath on there and 2 right over there. So that seems to be good. Now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you have your oxygen. Does that feel alright, Mr. Jones? Thumbs up. Great. So now we're going to go ahead and get our supplies and clean our supplies. So put them in the correct receptacle. And I'm going to go ahead and remove my gloves. Wash my hands. I'm going to make sure that, to confirm that I did change my suction catheter earlier, I'm going to make sure that you have your call light, your vent in the lowest position, and I'm going to go ahead and see your respiratory status. Your respiratory status, you have an O2 sat of 98%, your respiratory rate is 18, you're not using any maximal respiratory effort, it looks normal. And I'm going to go ahead and listen to your lungs. Okay, your lungs sound normal. Everything seems to be fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I document. So what I'll document is today's date, the time, your consistency, color, and the amount of your sputum today during this procedure, how you tolerated this procedure, and the site assessment around the faceplate, the peristoma area. And I'm going to make sure to also document your O2 sat throughout this procedure, your vital signs, overall respiratory assessment, and like I mentioned, how you tolerated this procedure. Like I said, I changed the suction catheter, gave you your call light, vent in the lowest position. Anything else I can assist you with? Thumbs down. All right, thank you.